Welcome back to Mega Man 10. We got ourselves a cutscene. This happens after you beat your third Robot Master. You get the scene of Mega Man worrying about Roll because she's still sick. But apparently, while we've been out, Wily's been able to create a prototype cure. That's a good start. And apparently, as long as we keep getting more pieces of the machine from the other Robot Masters, we'll be able to make a permanent cure. So there we go. Things are working out for us. Huzzah! Don't mind the 5-second loop in the background there. Oh well. Well, how uncharacteristic of Dr. Wily. He's actually concerned if Mega Man's actually getting sick. But Mega Man, being the good guy that he is, says, no, don't worry about me. Use the medicine on everyone else first. And Proto Man's sitting there in the background going like, you better know what the frick you're doing, Mega Man. Speaking of Proto Man, it's time for us to go back to being him. Oh god. Don't worry, I've gotten better. There are certain... What I will say is that certain stages are harder depending on who you're actually using. Because Proto Man does have points where he's not that bad to use. It just depends on the stage, honestly. But we're going to be going on to Solar Man with Proto Man this time. Always gotta love that intro. And Solar Man, once again, like, I really like the OST for this game. I really do. I wish I could find it, because it is really hard to find. Well, actually, it probably isn't. I can probably go online right now as I'm doing this commentary, and I can find it in 2 seconds, but... I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of Mega Man 10, and a lot of people seem to think that Mega Man 9 has the better soundtrack, and that's perfectly fine if that's what you believe. I'm not gonna judge. I personally just think that Mega Man 10 has I enjoy Mega Man 10's soundtrack over Mega Man 9, that's all. In fact, there's a lot of little things about 10 that make me like it more than 9. And I guess I can say it right now, since you've seen enough of this game to know. My biggest, I guess, irk with Mega Man 9, I don't think Mega Man 9's a bad game, but I think Mega Man 9 tried too hard to be Mega Man 2, if that makes any sense. Whereas I realize that Mega Man 10 here is also trying to be like an NES throwback, but it doesn't feel like they're... It doesn't feel like they're trying to emulate Mega Man 2 nearly as much with this game. To the point where Mega Man 10 even reuses some of the music from 2, which is perfectly fine, I don't mind that at all. But this just feels more... Mega Man 10 feels more unique in that aspect, in my opinion. But that's enough of me getting on my little opinion rant here. We got ourselves our mini-boss already. And if you've gone in my order, you should have Water Shield, and we have... Speaking of Mega Man 2, see, they have callbacks to Mega Man 2 as well, because you have these two birds that fight exactly the same way that Heat Man did. I don't know how I feel about the fact that they basically made Heat Man into two birds as a mini-boss. I guess they just realized that Heat Man was pretty pathetic. But that's the halfway point already. Yeah, this stage is relatively short. Although I say that, and pretty much the remainder of this video is going to be just this stage in general. Just because it's a short stage doesn't mean it's easy. And also remember, I am playing as Proto Man, so I'm already almost dead from like 3 hits, but that's you know, typical of a Proto Man run. I'm not perfect, despite beating the game and getting the perfect achievement. I was Mega Man when I got the perfect achievement in this game, by the way. Fun fact: you actually can get the perfect achievement. I think you can in this game, not in Mega Man 9, because that's something. In Mega Man 9, achievements didn't matter if you were Proto Man. In Mega Man 10. You can get the achievements whether you're Proto Man or Base or Mega Man. It doesn't matter who you pick. But I think it was actually... So I think if you really want to go for the perfect run achievement, play as Mega Man or Base, because they're the specifically Base, because if you play... Another thing too, if you play on easy mode... By the way, I'm sorry about this, I'm just grinding, which is why I'm going on my little tangent here. But if you are trying to go for the perfect achievement in this game, I would suggest playing the game on easy mode, because unlike Mega Man 9, the achievements aren't locked to just playing on normal mode. And that's how I ended up getting the perfect achievement. I just played through the whole game on easy mode with Mega Man, and I got the perfect achievement that way. Because you can save in the final you can save between the final stages instead of going through it in one run on easy mode. So, yeah, it makes it a lot easier, unlike Mega Man 9, where you have to run through all 4 Wily Castle stages in one run without getting hit. And I think I successfully padded out my grinding spot here. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about grinding nearly as much if you're playing as Mega Man or Base in this game. You can negate some of the grinding by... Well, grinding for life energy anyway, by buying a lot of... energy tanks, but the fact that energy tanks cost slightly more with Proto Man makes it even more frustrating. And at this point, I'm just like, man, I wish I had an energy tank, because I'm like, nah, I think I can make it, and then I died. Don't worry though, I jump cut, but even still, because I had to refight I had to refight my way all the way through here, and I'm already almost dead again. Frick Proto Man, seriously. Anyway, yeah, so, and then you've got a nice grinding spot right here. So if you really want to grind, you just keep fighting these lamp flower things. Are really, really good for grinding, especially with Proto Man, because your Proto Shield can block their beam. I guess it's Solar Beam. Maybe it's a reference to, maybe it is a reference to Pokemon. Maybe the flower lamps, because they're lamps, like they're shooting Solar Beam because they're solar-powered lamps? I don't know. I also apologize for, like, the random speed-ups. Apparently when I was recording this, I didn't realize it, but I think during a couple sections of my recording, there was a couple of frame drops that I didn't notice. So I tried to edit it as best as I could, but... I think that comes from the fact that that I was recording Mega Man, Proto Man, and Base all at the same time, so I had to keep pausing my recording and reloading it when I switched over to the next character. So on occasion, I think I may have gotten a couple of dropped frames, but for the most part, I think it's okay. I apologize if it's not perfect, but. Anyway, we don't have the item that can break through walls yet, so if you want to get that energy tank, you had to go up the other side. There is a weapon you can get later on that can break those walls, making it so you don't have to go up the left side of the ladder first. But unfortunately, I don't have that right now. Speaking of this, I will say that despite the fact that Mega Man 9 had a lot of callbacks to Mega Man 2, Mega Man 10 isn't exempt from that either. A good chunk of Solar Man's level does kind of remind me of Heat Man's stage. Not just the fact that the mini-boss is basically fighting 2 Heat Mans at once. But anyway, enough about the stage. This is Solar Man. He'll jump, and then he'll lower his head onto you, which does some damage. Or if he's in the air, he'll drop his Solar Blaze. And if you're using his weakness, if you're using Water Shield, you don't have to worry about this. But if you're not using Water Shield, he'll lower his head and absorb your shots into the fireball on his head, and it'll get bigger as he absorbs them. And that changes how big his Solar Blaze attack is going to be. Speaking of which, Solar Blaze is the weapon we got. We all, whenever you use Solar Blaze, it's at the maximum size, so you don't have to worry about charging it. But Solar Man does charge up his attack based on how you're shooting him. If you're playing on hard mode, he always has the max size, and he's a lot faster. So, and I think in easy mode, even if he either doesn't lower his head to absorb your shots at all, or even if he does, it doesn't make his attack any stronger. So, anyway, here's a little behind the scenes thing here. This is what happened. This is how I'm doing things. See, I went off screen. I already beat Solar Man with Mega Man and Bass at this point, and now I'm just jump ahead to Bass's playthrough. So there you go. That's how it works. That's how I'm doing it. But anyway, now we're going on to Chill Man as Bass. And Chill Man is probably, in my opinion, the hardest of the... Yeah, I would say Chill Man is probably the hardest of the 8 Robot Masters in this game. If you're playing on higher difficulties. Normal or higher, I would say. But, as usual, we got ourselves our ice stage. So if you're running, then you're going to... Then as soon as you stop running, you're going to slide forward for a little bit. So be careful, so be mindful of that. And this is probably my favorite ice-themed level in the classics. Like, the music for this level is my favorite ice music level in the classic series. It's so good. I can just imagine, like, it sounds like something that you would... It sounds like something that would be in an ice-type level in a... Like, well, this is a Capcom game, like... I don't know how to explain it. Like, it sounds like an ice-themed level, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm not explaining shit about this level. With those ice blocks there, every time you jump on one or shoot it, it'll crack, and then if you jump or shoot it again, if you jump on it or shoot it again, it'll break. So be careful about that. You don't want to break it when you're over spikes, otherwise you're going to get killed. Again, if you're Bass, you can shoot the shield attacker's shields off. Unfortunately, the way that one is laid out, it makes it a little bit harder to do. And I did have to cut a bit out of this part, so it's going to feel a little bit short, but next time, we're going to finish up Chill Man's level with Bass. See you guys then.